Hey, Ken. You be good?
Hello, welcome to a new series, and today we'll be doing fish and chips from my friend JD. He's from Scotland, so let's get to it.
Hey, what's going on, guys? JD here. I've got my good friend Peter from Peter Free's cooking channel. He knows that I am an absolutely terrible cook, that my wife is on holidays, so he decided to come over and help me make some fish and chips. And the funny thing is that I actually used to work in a fish and chip shop for years and years and years. So what we're going to do, because I actually have an idea how to make fish and chips, is Peter is going to make the gluten-free fish and chips with his own home brew. And I am going to make what I used to make myself. And then we're going to chow down on some good old fish and chips. His own home brew, which is, what exactly is that, Pete?
Pretty much like a double IPA. It's like 14.5% alcohol.
Wow, you can't get drunk on his fish and chips. It may be gluten-free, but you're going to get loaded on it.
It's moonshine.
Of course, you're going to need some all-purpose flour. So you need flour there. And of course, Pete has the gluten-free option. As well, you're going to need just some good old water for your mix. In my case, I'm going to give it a little boost. I am going to use a little bit of yeast. You can also skip this part. You can just utilize the beer and it will help a little bit. Of course, you're going to need salt and pepper as well, cooking oil, some good steel bowls, good old whisk, and of course, we've got some codfish that we've got sitting on ice that we're going to utilize. So what we're going to do first is we're going to get to the two different batches of basically batter. We're going to mix those up, and then we're going to get right back to you. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour a shitload of flour. How much, I don't know, but enough to sort of get to the point where we want to be. So we're going to add the flour first, and then basically from there, I'm going to create like a little kind of weird ass nest in there, because that is where the beer is going to go. I always do recommend, if you are going to open a beer, that you use a Lucha Libre beer opener. Those are high quality. They always open the beer, they put it in a headlock, pop it off, so make sure, essential to this process.
Does it work on my bottle?
It will not work for your bottle.
Oh shit.
Yours is a non-wrestling federation approved container.
It's moonshine approved.
Yeah, moonshine approved. So this good old traditional ale, Big Rock Calgary Brewery, good stuff. Always love it. It is a nice dark kind of ale. And I'm just going to sort of pour that in the middle.
If you want to know what this smells like, my home brew, pretty much a strong pumpkin smell, lots of hops, strong alcohol content.
And you can tell I worked at a fish and chip shop, because I'm probably making enough batter for like tons and tons of fish versus all that in there. And add the water.
With mine, I pretty much just added the flour and the beer. It's actually pretty smooth. It's not too lumpy. and it's pretty smooth. So pretty fluid as it is with no water. And of course I always like to make a mess, so will you be pissed if I use all this pepper up?
What's that?
Will you be pissed if I use all of this up? All this up.
All of it? Pretty peppery. Our cod fillets here, as you can see, they are actually full-sized fillets, much to your chagrin, and probably what you think is a normal sized cod is actually quite a bit bigger. So what we're gonna have to do, obviously you're not gonna serve these as one big giant piece of fish and chips. So we're gonna cut them. A lot of times you're just gonna kind of take an angle and sort of get different cuts out of it. There's gonna be a couple scraggly pieces, which is fine. There's gonna be a couple thick flanks. If you do have a fish knife, sometimes you can, if it's really, really thick, is slice it out and then basically, you know, make yourself a duel out of that flank. But we're just gonna cut that up now.
How thick do you like it? Double C's or?
So for that one there, I would love to cut that piece in half, just because that is like a good inch piece of fish, but I don't have a good fish knife, so we're just gonna kind of cut these pieces here and essentially get, you know, some nice pieces here. I'm gonna make a couple smaller ones here. So same sort of thing here. We're gonna make a nice cut. I'm gonna actually try and slice these. I don't have a fish knife here, so it's going to be kind of interesting.
Well, like a paring knife.
Paring knife won't be sharp enough, or not the paring knife that's here. I mean, these are good size little flanks. This guy's a little too much, so as we're gonna move this over, and I'm just gonna butterfly cut this. So make sure to tuck your fingers in, go underneath. Again, this is where a fish knife is nice because it is nice and thin. We've just sort of butterflied that. Not too bad, given. So that is now a nice cut. This one's a little scraggly on the edge. But again, you know, it doesn't really matter. I mean, you're gonna cook all that fish. This guy is really super thick as well. As you can see, he's a good inch thick. So again, much better if you take a fish knife, but you know, again, just be careful when you're butterflying them. You just basically thinning them out. And there you go. And now it's time to dip. All right, so we're just gonna take the fish, we're gonna straight up dunk it in there. You're gonna get a nice covering of batter, and then that is going straight in the fryer.
Pretty much after you dump your fish in your batter, sheet for it, and then put it on a plate. Pretty much after you get your stuff fried up, you can serve it with your potatoes. And pretty much this is how you make fish and chips.